My name is Chris Sutton, and I'm here at the Amazingly Haunted Farrar Schoolhouse. And this has been a really cool experience. But you know what else is a really cool experience? Listening and watching Ghost Talk, because that's a cool freaking channel. The guy Aaron is a cool freaking guy, so watch it!
Yes! Hello and welcome to Friday's episode of Ghost Talk, the most active paranormal show on YouTube. I'm your host, Aaron G. Thompson, and with me still this Friday, Anthony Daniel. Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
You know, I like how both of us go through an entire week and we don't change clothes. It's a lot of work, guys.
Yeah, it's actually, I personally have 3 sets of this.
Haven't showered in like 2 weeks, so
yeah,
that's on me. That's what's that glow around you? I think I caught a spirit. No, it's my funk. So just a thing. Speaking of just a thing, guys, we are ready to conclude this epic interview today. We saved the good questions for Friday, of course. I think that's what you do, right? Save the good stuff for Friday. I don't know. They've all been gold nuggets. So yeah, head on over, by the way, everyone, to ghostcrier.com. We got stuff. We do things. Check us out. But I'm excited. I actually just want to jump right back into this interview. So let's do that. Anthony. So here we are. Here we are on Friday.
Friday.
It's Friday. Is that a song? Is it like the most popular song on YouTube? I think. Maybe. No, we're okay.
Maybe.
So it's Haunted Location's theme song, isn't it? On Friday, and that could be. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I used to blast it on Fridays. No comment.
Oh, man. Okay, guys. So I know throughout this week, everyone's been glued to the YouTube, to your phones, TV, wherever you take in this content. And you know about local hauntings now. You understand. You're starting to get the flow. Well, now we're going to dive deep into some of the details here. And something that's super, 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 super fascinating and interesting is the scare score. You heard Anthony speak about it a couple times. And I'm excited to know. Let's go at one. There's 3 points. Let's go one at a time. Because I think that makes it more exciting. So the first score, round 1, fight. What is the first score? It's the like history. Research?
It's history, yeah.
Okay.
History.
Trying to think in my head, I'm like, wait a second, I didn't write anything down. I failed. History, don't live in the past, guys. So history. What does that involve? How can I get a good historical score?
It involves, when a team does their best doing the research about the history and about the location and coming up, with real good evidence to add to their case or their investigation of that location. Any deaths, any tragics, anything positive either.
Okay.
Positive is fine as well. It's all about, because audience wants to see more than just the investigation. They want,
of course,
they want to, that location, I voted in that location. We want to make sure that
cool.
we want to make sure that we kind of make sure that we're taking care of the locals. We don't want to leave anything out, history-wise of that location. And it's the format of the show is designed so the first team that investigates will have a better chance at getting more history than the second team. But you never know. You never know what the second team might find from that interview that could lead them to history as well.
Right. Absolutely. The local lore is hugely important. A lot of people, I don't think, understand that the building that you may, be investigating, super important to know about the building, but you got to know the area around it. We're talking town, the land, the ground, the cemetery across the way. There's a lot that goes into historical research.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into. We want to find out why a place is haunted. It may be from the history or its past. Learning more about it. than just having activity. Oh, someone must have died here.
Right.
All right,
Right.
let's just write it off. So we want to make sure we cover it off.
One mistake I made when I was doing about a year ago, I did an event on location, a great time, good turnout, but I did make a core mistake. I did not focus on history of the event or of the location. I knew the history of the place, but I was so lecture ready for a paranormal and that talk that I neglected a small percentage, a community, actually a good sized community within that lecture or that presentation room that wanted to know about the history, more about the history. Of course, I'm coming back strong with, my next event here. I have an actual historian.
That was a learning experience for you.
Exactly. That growing, you're always growing with this. So yeah, history is super, super important. And you're going to involve the local.
The residents, yeah.
How cool is that? So are they going to be approached by, say, the production crew themselves?
The production company will, the local hauntings team,
Right.
The production team, we will do our best in setting up a place where they can meet and greet the team.
Okay.
Maybe interact with them, go over,
Cool.
some of the stuff about that location that we're visiting, to try to get the best, history
Right.
and knowledge for that place. So that's why we have local in hauntings, really.
Okay.
Because someone asked me, nothing's local about it. So I was like, it's pretty local, trying to make it as local as possible.
Blew my mind. That's awesome. I didn't even put that together. I mean, local hauntings is a cool name, but yeah, you are really focusing on the local area. So it doesn't have to be like local for me, but it's absolutely local.
You never know who's it local for.
Right.
Local paranormal teams that might have submitted, people that are watching. So we try to do our best.
That's awesome. That's very cool. The second, the big second scare score, that's help me out.
That would be the witness interviews.
Thank you.
Any witness interviews, people that might have worked at that location, might have had an incident at that location, might have been tugged, that sort of stuff.
Okay.
So the second team that investigates will actually have better advantage to that, because we set up an interview for them. And then it's their job to make sure they ask the right questions,
right,
and try to get the history as well as that interview. Pretty much they don't want to just do the interview. They pretty much want it because they don't really have time for history unless they're really studied that location.
Right.
So they're going to try to do their best with that key witness so they can win that category.
Absolutely. So the key witnesses themselves, when they approach and ask about the interview or talk to the key witnesses, is it about presentation a little bit of the questions as well, or is it really just the delivery or the quality of the question?
It's pretty much they want to find out why that person is important to that location.
Okay. So it's pertinent information for the most part.
As well as trying to, get better knowledge of that location as well.
That's cool. So these scores, are they like in a 5-point system, a 10-point system?
It's out of a 10-point system.
Okay. Are there halves or anything like that? Does it go that way or just?
No
okay.
halves.
Oh, good. Thank you.
It's more of like a 3-point system, but how it's there's a whole format, right. But we try to make it as simple as possible for the audience. But to us, it's like da 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 da, but to them, it's just 3 stars pretty much.
Nice. Okay. Very cool. I'm super interested with this last scare point or scare score.
That's evidence. If they find any evidence,
let's do it.
That's you gotta have evidence in the scare score.
Now,
the location.
Tell me what type of evidence specifically are we looking for?
The evidence is going to be whatever they get at that location. So pretty much, they might investigate, their overnight stays or sleepover and something happens.
Right.
And then they document it. So that would be really good for that location because it's active. So it's, the last pretty much, scare score is how active is that location still.
Okay.
So if we leave and that score gets, that location gets a 7 out of 10, we want to make sure that if anyone wants to plan a visit to that location, because I'm sure a lot of locations have their own ghost tours and all that.
Right.
We want to try to help bring exposure
Awareness
and awareness to that location, so they can raise either funds to try to rebuild it like they usually do. So we try to help them as well, and so we want to give a good, accurate rating score for that location, so a team or someone that watches the show can go there themselves and actually get that experience. And if they don't get the full experience from their living room, hopefully the show does that.
So if you're absolutely right, you're taking the consumer or the viewer, the enthusiast, out of the living room in a sense, and you're putting them in a world that's very real, very interactable, and it's attractive to be a part of that adventure in a sense. So if I was like in Villisca Axe Murder House and I find the axe murder, do I get auto win? Is that they're like an auto?
There's no auto win. The only thing that could ruin a team, not ruin, but if the first team picks the most less people that that have to spend the night, and the second team picks more people to spend the night, then it's more of a mulligan. So say the first team has 2 people, the second team has 4 people stay, but the second team, the audience selects the second team, that's more of a mulligan.
Okay.
So there's no points given out to either or team.
Now, with using my crew as an example, Ghost Crier, we're 3-man team really. We have a little bit of a production crew and some folks that help us outside there, and we have some talent on the side that help out some of the GhostTalk episodes and further events. But the core is just 3 of us. Are we going to be screwed if we go in with a team that's like 10 plus?
No. We try to do our best to keep teams between 4 and 7.
Okay.
So you might have a team that's 10 members large, but only 4 or 7 of them will be at the location.
Okay.
And you guys can rotate. There's no you do this one, so you can't do that one, because you guys will be able to go visit all 10 locations. So you guys will, I'm sure people have planned stuff already. So if they're not available, they can just swap out members of that team.
Right.
The only restrictions we have is if, say, you and another member stay the night at one location, the previous location, you're not allowed to spend the night at the second location.
Fair
There's
enough.
always someone new.
Right.
There's like a one location window that you can't do back to back.
I think that's very fair, because then you get almost on this favoritism or this road that's...
Yeah, or let's just have, Jim spend the night. He did it 4 times in a row. He's come. Let's just have... Yeah, we want to always keep it changing so we get, real results of if anything happens. Like one team has like two ladies that like, I'm not spending the night nowhere, but if the rotation comes to it, they might have to. So they kind of have to plan what locations. If it's, small and it's not really active, they might want to try to, spend the night at that one.
Right.
But you never know what happens.
Right, yeah. No, absolutely. And, and that's another point that I, want to bring up with the third scare score itself. Is there something to balance out? Let's say group A goes into the property first and it blows up with activity. It's just do. People are getting lifted off, hovered away, dropped, and so forth. It's amazing. And then group 2 come in. I don't know if it's an hour later, day later. I'm not sure how you guys are doing something like that. But even if it's a minute, next minute, activity can change like that. Is there something to offset that score, or is that team just fundamentally...
What's great is about local hauntings is the team and the location, those are 2 separate scores.
Okay.
So if there's a lot of activity in the location, we're not going to credit a team. We're just gonna market for that location. So the audience are voting with the teams of how well they did their jobs and
Right.
to keep them credible. And we don't want to penalize a team for not getting evidence. So that's why we have like two separate categories. Um, there's one for the teams, a score for the teams. The audience gets a vote, who
Right.
won that location pretty
Right.
much. But it's just based on their, if they liked them, how their techniques were, if they thought that they were, doing really well at that location. And then say the location's active, that would just reflect on the scare score. It'll be 8 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10, the total score.
Okay. Very
So
cool.
it's
Okay, that's awesome. That's a way where you run to the biggest, meanest poltergeist, demon, whatever the case may be, and that team that found that moment, they're not going to be raised on a pedestal above Team B, who's knocking out of the park, but they just didn't have that experience because it goes to a separate category of the location itself, and in essence, that helps out the location because it brings that awareness back to them, saying, this when we were here,
as well.
this is the score that
Yeah, we
that's
give the
cool.
locations. Yeah, we give the locations a plat, a little thing they can hang up.
That's cool.
It's official.
Right.
We mark it on the map. And then, so if the locals or anyone wants to go visit that location, they kind of have a sense of, it was recently scored. All right, so it's pretty cool.
Right.
So yeah.
Now, is presentation, out of curiosity, any factor in the scores, or just kind of just nice, or maybe drives the audience?
I would say it's not a factor, but it will help your chances of scoring.
Okay.
Because
Camera
you're clear to
presence
the
and stuff like
audience.
that?
Yeah, you're clear to the audience. You want to be a professional, just
Right.
not off and on camera. You want to be always professional about this. So you wouldn't go to your job that you have a big presentation. If it was one person, you wouldn't take it so serious. You would slack a little bit because it's just one person versus 10 people that are get to do it. So you want to make sure that you always bring your A game.
No, absolutely. And from what it sounds like, and I checked out a little bit of the teams that that are going to move forward with the project here. The teams are bringing their A games. I mean, you guys are. There's a process, of course, as any like production TV and show. You have to kind of apply yourself and see if you're a right fit. Is that kind of, am I going the right way, or?
We just ask that the teams be themselves.
Okay.
They don't, we just want them to be themselves because it's reality TV. And what makes it next gen is because we're not having scripted stuff.
Awesome.
We just want to show your average Joe on television with a cool concept and a cool show, and just let the audience decide.
Cool. Very cool. So ultimately, I'll let you, address the audience real quick. I know we got to close up here soon, but so in essence, what makes though you told us a lot of stuff, which makes us so awesome, but really, what does haunted locations give shiny and new to the enthusiasts or the people that like these type of shows?
I feel that it gives them pretty much. It all comes down to them having fun. They're going to their locations that they've dreamed of going to, and we can actually set that up to make it happen.
Awesome.
So that's what we like, and they like it. So, I mean, if it's your first time at Alcatraz, I think you're gonna be happy, and you're gonna want to do your best, regardless if the cameras are on you or off you. You just want to do your best because that's
Absolutely.
a pretty awesome location. So.
Right. Yeah, I've never been there. That would be awesome. Yeah, you bring up a good point there. Just to be a part of this project will be fun, and I know you're going to be able to see it. With the teams doing their thing on TV, you're just going to see that passion, and that's something that's going to be captured. If anything, if there's no spirits, you're going to see a lot of passion. So, is there anything else that you want to let us know or let the audience know? I know we went over a lot these last,
Yeah. Well, voting's still open, so they can visit www.localhauntings.tv and
Okay.
vote for their favorite locations if they like. Well, of course they should like. Um, but no, paranormal teams. We are accepting paranormal teams
Cool.
for season 2 already. So you can submit, and then we'll get in touch a few months from now and take you through the process of how one can apply to be on the show. As long as they're
Be yourself.
they bring be yourself, different techniques. That's always a plus. Yeah, that's pretty much that's it.
Bring your A game, people. You guys got an opportunity to really take your passion, even further. And this is awesome because you're giving them an avenue. You're giving us an avenue.
Yeah, we wanna do our best to feature as many possible different teams, so everyone builds a knowledge of what to do as a whole in the community.
Nice. Now, I'm not sure if you could answer this next question, but I think I want to ask it anyways. When can we expect the show to launch, and or what networks are we looking at?
I'm happy to say in the near future.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Near future.
And the networks is going to be a major network, right?
Well, it's a better network than I'm it's yeah, I guess.
All right,
maybe.
I love the
It all
answer.
depends who's watching.
They're always watching. All right, well, guys, Anthony Daniel, everyone, the creator of Haunted Locations, coming to TV in 2017. Definitely taking applications, taking submissions for teams for season 2, guys. Vote on the website for locations. I know there's a lot of awesome locations that you guys know. Probably most of you know all the locations out there because you're that much into the lore in the world. Vote your favorite. Where can we find you if we want to follow you and stalk you and see your awesome doings?
You can follow me on any social media at I am Anthony Daniel.
I love it.
So.
And of course, all the links and everything will be down there for Anthony too, guys. Make it easy for a click for you. And of course, follow me on like every social media site too. It's GCPI Aaron. That's my thing. And GhostCrier.com. It's a website. I love it. You guys should love it too. It's fun. I'm trying to build a para-unity community. I like supporting people. We all do cool things. And if you like supporting people, give us a check. Not like, well, maybe like literally. That was a good transition. Patreon.com/GhostCrier. Checking account, $1. If that's cool with you, it's cool with me. If not, that's fine too. Share our content if you still want to support us. I get it. Trust me. It's kind of a taboo mindset to turn ghost hunting into a career, but I believe we're on a good path. Anthony is super, super awesome. Thank you so much again for chilling with us for a week.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure, and it's been a real good pleasure. I'm a big fan. So yeah.
Nice. That's gonna be like a meme now, guys, or a GIF. We'll figure it out. So guys, happy Friday. Have an awesome weekend. Safe New Year's. We want to see you on Monday. So this is your ghost achievement activated.
Slam the door. You're shaking, scared. Live your life with so much fear. Wipe your eyes, hide your tears. Stop. Let me make this clear. This about you and me. No blind mutiny. Only para unity. Together we will see. Peace.